Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. Today we're going to have a look at the Master Gun Vise from Real Avid. And as always, guys, if at the ending of the video you want to purchase the Master Gun Vise, make sure you check out the link in the description below. The first time I seen this vise was on Adam Savage's show Tested on YouTube. And if you guys don't know who Adam Savage is, he's one of the original Mythbusters. He was the skinnier guy, not the guy with the beret. And he gave this vise glowing reviews. And if you've seen that show, they're really tough on their gear. And he's heavy on the engineering side. And he's a really smart guy. So I figure, hey, if he's thrilled about it, I gotta give this a look. As soon as he took it out of the box, I knew exactly what this vise was supposed to do. It just made me remember all of the projects that I had issues and problems with, that if I had had this, it would have made life so much easier. Let's say, for example, you're trying to level your scope on a regular bench vise. If you don't have the ability just to bump it over a little bit, it's difficult to get that reticle to sit flush. This is going to solve that problem. Or maybe you need to get that angle just right. You need to tilt it just so you can get the right angle in it. Because you can position this vise in any angle, you are not going to have issues getting that perfect angle. Let's get it out of the box. In the box, you're going to get one Master Gun Vise. You're going to get these two sleeves that fit over the jaws of the vise, 4 locking pins, and they even give you some mounting hardware, so you get 3 lag bolts. And those 3 bolts are going to fit in these 3 holes right here. You're going to take this lip and line it up right on the edge of your table or whatever you're going to mount it to. Now, I don't exactly know where I'm going to mount this, so I'm just going to use these clamps temporarily for the video. Just in case you're wondering where I'm putting these clamps in, they've actually engineered it so you can slide these clamps in here, because I think they realize that not everybody wants to have this permanently mounted anywhere. So that's a nice option to have there. You can just put your clamps right in these spaces here. Alright, I got the 2 clamps on and I've loosened up all the locks, and now you can see you can position this any way you want. Let's have a closer look at the jaws, and then we'll go down to the locking systems. Alright, let's have a closer look at these sleeves. On the bottom, they're hollow, so they're just going to fit right over the jaws of the vise. And then you have your holes on the side for the locking pins to lock them into the jaws. One side is spongy for your delicate finishes and firearms. And the other side has a non-marring nylon. So you got these little grooves cut in here for Picatinny rails and other types of firearms. Let me show you how to install these. Alright, we're looking at the jaws here, and the first thing I want to point out are these 2 cutouts here on the jaws. So Real Avid sells a magazine accessory. It's basically just a block so that you can insert your AR-15 lower on it, and it locks into place right here. So if you want to do that work, go check out that accessory. They also have on this side 2 holes for the locking pins. And what that does is they sell a barrel adapter where if you want to work on your AR-15 upper, what you're going to do is insert it this way and push the pins in that way. I don't have either of those accessories, but they do have them available. Let's get the sleeves in here. All right, we got the spongy side in. Got to rotate it this way here. And then let's get the pins in. Now these pins have these little ball bearing detents that you're going to feel them click into place. Right. Turn it around. Alright, all set to rock and roll. Alright, as I was moving my camera around, this portion popped off. Like, it was just kind of lying on the table, and I was wondering where it went. And then I realized it's got a spongy side. So it sits right here on top of these bars, so that if you have something that's got a delicate finish or made of delicate material, when you set it down, it won't touch these metal bars down here. Alright, here is what I was referring to here. This is the Smart Fit mounting system. It's basically just a magazine block that you put into those grooves, into the jaws. And then you have your lug lock mounting system. You can see how those pins go through the barrel adapter and the jaw itself. And again, available if you need it, but I don't have them. Alright, let's go after this adjustment knob. And this is going to help us level our scope. And if you've never tried doing that, it can be just extremely frustrating. The rifle can move around and your scope normally slides around in the rings. It sucks unless you have something like a base to work off of that you know is squared. So what you're going to do is when you get the vise, it's going to be in the lock position. So you can lock it this way or you can lock it this way. But you can already see how this is moving around. But what you want to do is set it to 0 and then get that as close to what you think is level. And then now you're going to have 3 degrees of adjustment this way and 3 degrees of adjustment that way. And just to show you what I'm talking about, we can see here that the bubble is right on that side. So if I just take that knob, pull it out, and just slowly tilt it, we can get it so that it's right in the middle, just like that. What we're looking at now is the ball and socket, and this is where all of the magic happens, right? You get that swivel action and articulates, and it stops anywhere you want it. Now, there's 2 ways of locking down this ball to stop it from rotating in the socket. The first way is to use this pin and slide it into the grooves cut on the bottom of the ball here, and I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like in a little bit. But what I want to do here is just point out these lines here, and they're going to intersect with the grooves cut on the bottom of the ball. So there's one here, one here, one here, and one here. And when you line them up with these grooves on the side, it allows you to slip the pin all the way through. Let's have a look at that. All right, what we're looking at are these 3 holes here. And you notice this first one has an unlocked padlock. This is where the pin is going to rest when you're just using the locking cam system down here. You're going to notice these 2 holes have this locked padlock, and this is how you're going to lock it either vertically or horizontally. Let me show you why this is going to work. There are some grooves cut out on the bottom of this ball that the pin will go through. Let me show you what that's going to look like. All right, let's pretend that this ball of dough is the ball from the vise. At the bottom of it, they got these grooves cut in every 90 degrees, so like a cross just like this. So that when you insert it from the side, it traps the pin and locks it and prevents the arm from moving around. So this technically would look like this when you slide it in from the side. Then if you remove the pin and then you put it in its horizontal position, you would slide it in that way and it would lock it in. So those grooves that are cut in on the bottom of that ball really prevent that arm from moving around when you're really trying to torque down on your firearm. Now, the other way to stop the ball from moving around in the socket is to pinch the lower and bottom plates together onto the ball itself. And the way you can do that is by using the speed cam system. Currently, the lever is in its locked position, but there's no tension on here. So you can see that the top and bottom plate, there's a big space in here, so there's no tension on the ball itself. It's very easy for me to move around the vise. And to tighten it, you just spin it this way, and you just see how much tension you need. Okay, that's too much. Still too much. Well, depending on how much you need. So let's say I want to make it firm so I still have the ability to move it around. See, that's not going anywhere, but if I really push on it, I can still move it around. So it just depends on how much tension you need. Okay, that might be too much. That's solid right there. So again, the 3 holes on the side, if you don't really need to have it locked upright or horizontally, the pin is just going to rest in the unlocked position. Just in case you're wondering how many foot-pounds of torque you can put on the vise, 100 foot-pounds, and I would assume that's if you're using the mounting bolts and not just clamps. So if you're going to be really doing that barrel nut work, make sure you use the bolts to bolt it to the table. And just in case you're wondering, you can use both the locking pin and the speed cam locking systems at the same time, or you can use them individually. Now, of course, one of the benefits of having this vise is you can work on your firearms. You can clean them, you can do your gunsmithing, you can put suppressors in it, you can level your scopes on this thing. But really what I'm looking forward to is sharpening this guy right here. Because normally what I'll do is just put it on the bench like this, clamp it down, and then just run a file over it. It's really uncomfortable. You got to get down on eye level. But now, with this spongy side in, I can just clamp it down this way. Now I can just tilt it over in this angle, and now I can really see how I'm running that file over the edge. It's going to be fun. Well, alright guys, this has been your review of the Master Gun Vise by Real Avid. It definitely is one of the most versatile vices on the market today. You can clean your firearms, do your gunsmithing, you can level scopes on it, and you can find multiple uses for it like sharpening your axes. Remember guys, if you want to purchase the Master Gun Vise, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.